Greetings, Lone Wanderers. My name is McDovin, and this is Fallout 76. The game is not the most amazing thing ever. Let's just get that out of the way right now. I have played... I honestly don't even know how many hours I've put into this. But I've reached level 13, which I think is enough time to know what I'm doing in the game. So... Let's discuss this for a minute. If you want to play with me, by the way, McDovin2 on Bethesda.net. Doesn't matter. I just wanted to make that clear. All right, so Fallout 76. Is the game bad? Yes and no. Let's get the negatives out of the way first, because I have actually quite a few positives to say about this. The negatives are no NPCs. A lot of people are complaining about that, and I, too, am kind of bothered by it. Fallout has always been a RPG. First and foremost, has always been a computer RPG and branched out into becoming a first-person computer RPG with Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Fallout 4, it became more streamlined, still had RPG elements, but was more of a shooter. Fallout 76 is Fallout 4 with a $20 paid multiplayer expansion. Now, with that said, the fact that they're charging full price is preposterous. However, they had to release it on console. It's whatever, but they did. And the fact that Todd Howard, Pete Hines, and people at Bethesda have released it in this state is not acceptable. There is optimization issues. The game has glitches and bugs. I was playing with my girlfriend, and I saw her head. After she had loaded up into a new area, her head was still there. I actually have screenshots of that, if I can upload if you'd like to see. But Fallout 76 is not a great game overall. But it's still fun. And a lot of people are saying it's like No Man's Sky. With the bare bones content, then releases with phenomenal content in the future. And I'm seeing that we have one of two things that could happen. We could either go the route of No Man's Sky, where it does happen like that, or like any other MMO, where you get expansions that are paid and whatnot. Or we're going to get a more lackluster experience overall. And it just doesn't improve in any way. By the way, this is a bug that should not be in this game. I actually dropped my structure in here and accidentally trapped Crystal. And she couldn't leave until she fast traveled, and I had to get away from her. All right, so the bad is optimization is absolutely abysmal. This is a full price $60 USD or $80 Canadian game. Luckily, I paid about $60 per copy, so I got about $20 off on brand new game. Graphically, it does look nice, though. And when I'm not recording, it is actually a really nice looking experience. Okay, so let's take a look at my settings here. I'm not going to be doing a settings video because, frankly, I don't think there's a need for it. But you know, it does look nice overall. I don't like that you have to reset your game to have things. It's for your options to reply. I feel like that is a dumb feature. I know some games do it with like textures and stuff. I understand that, but for all settings, you need to restart the game, and I think that's stupid. I have set my FOV to being 100. 100 I feel is the best for this. And yeah. All right, so the fact that you don't have these options, there's no FOV slider, is a big problem on PC, and it gives people headaches. The fact that we have the options to do it through mods is ridiculous, but I'm glad we have that option and we're not stuck. Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing this game. Okay, let's talk about the other bad, which would be multiplayer itself. PvP is okay. I haven't engaged in a whole lot of it, but I feel like it's not as great as it could be. But I don't play Fallout for PvP. And this is coming from a single player's perspective. Fallout, for me, has always been a single player game. I did try the New Vegas mod, which you can download, by the way. It makes it a clusterfuck of a game. But the New Vegas mod is not bad. This is my little shelter. There's nothing in there. Frankly, I don't focus on the camp bases. Questing wise, let's talk about that. The Fallout 76 quests are actually pretty fun when you break it down. Now, people are going to say, oh, where's the memorable things? But frankly, by doing a quest, I actually got, spoiler warning, I'll just show you right now. I just didn't want to stick it out, but we'll go to V. Quick positive, I absolutely love the view. If you press V or right click on your Pip-Boy, it changes your view, and I wish this was in Fallout 4. I actually did mention it in my other video. But anyways, apparel, as you can see here, I put it inside my my stash. Apologies about that. But I want to show you one of the things I got for a quest. So Crystal and I decided to go for this to this building here. We went to the AVR Medical Center. Then we eventually went to the Hornwright, Industrial Headquarters, and that's a big building. It's actually quite a big structure with numerous floors, probably about 5 or 6 floors. And a lot of us were just dabbling and stuff, but it was a nice area, and we actually got something from it. Now, this is a spoiler warning, so keep that in mind. But what we got from this was a power armor chassis. That's right, power armor. So now we have power armor. So I thought that was really cool. That was a reward for our quest at the end there. There was also some other things. Another con I want to talk about, though, too, is, and I did read it on the Fallout 76 subreddit, when you complete a quest, you're automatically given rewards for it. Now, that's great that you're given rewards, and they go, they help out with junk and stuff, or they help with, resources. However, the biggest problem with that is, as someone mentioned, you don't have the option to unpack it. So you're just automatically given it, which causes problems for your weight. Now, people are saying with the camp, you're not meant to have it as a base. You're not meant to have it as a permanent base. This is a different type of game. You also might notice something too. I press Control, and it actually gives me categories for different things here. This is a mod called Better Inventory. It's a must-have mod for this game. There's also another one that's about crafting components, and you pick up an item and it shows you. If you drop an item in this game, as I'll demonstrate right now, it drops into a little bag. The bag stays forever, which I think is... Oh, no, it's gone. Okay, never mind. It drops into a bag, and there it is. Okay, so what else is there that's bad? I've talked about optimization. The map, there's no local map. I think that's stupid. There should be a local map when you're inside structures. Obviously, when you're outside, it doesn't matter. But when you're inside, there should be a local map. Fast traveling, cost caps. Now, I understand why they did it that way. But, as again, coming from a single-player perspective, I think that is stupid. However, I understand it in MMOs, so they have that. Another thing, too. Bartering, trading, all that is a little bit confusing. When you want to trade with someone, I can't do it obviously now, but it will give you a window, and it will show you. You basically open up the person's inventory. You can see their items and stuff, and you can say, "Hey, what do I want from that?" But it's confusing at first. Once you know how to do it, it's fine. But basically, open up this type of inventory. It will say the person's whatever. And then it will give you, you click on, I think it's space or E or whatever, and then you highlight how much you would pay for it. And you can set it to be 0 caps, but it's still a little bit confusing at first, and I wish it was a bit more streamlined or they had an explanation of it. You might be noticing I'm not doing any quests right now. That's strictly because I find it easier to, one, I'm enjoying the experience with my girlfriend because I bought this for both of us, so we can both play it together. So I don't want her to lose out on anything. And so I can build my base and stuff if I'm so inclined. But, again, you call me a cuckwit. I don't really give a shit. All right. So, gameplay-wise. Is this game bad from a gameplay standpoint? No. When it comes down to the loop of it, which is shoot, loot. So you quest, shoot, loot. It's really fun. I don't like the new VAT system. I want to make that clear. I think the new VAT system is garbage. I miss the old one. I didn't know these things could jump. I do like the UI. When you're not in power armor, I actually do like the UI a bit. So, For me, I have always liked VATS where you slow down time completely, and I actually have that as a mod in Fallout 4. I like that. I don't like that there's no quick all or quick grab button either. I think auto loot or whatever, or not so much auto loot. Oh, actually, auto loot would be good to have. But I think an auto, like, you just grab everything at once instead of going into their inventory and then you know, I just wish that was a feature. Now, I've talked a lot about the bad. The good. Well, the game is actually pretty fun. I said the gameplay loop is really enjoyable. The gameplay loop is really enjoyable, of shooting, looting, questing, and exploring. I think that makes this game, really does make up for it. And when you're playing this as a solo game, it's not bad. It very much is Fallout 4 with multiplayer. And it doesn't feel like multiplayer is... It does feel like it's tacked on, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's absolutely necessary all of the time. And I like that. I like that you do have that option to screw around and do as you please. However, multiplayer is a big part of the game. So, you know, once you hit endgame content, obviously you're going to want to have co-op and PvP and such. So, you know, keep that in mind. And also, the perks are based around, well, co-op, really. So let's talk about perks for a minute. Special. Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Luck is basically useless. I have not had much luck, pardon the French. Intelligence and special, I have found that are probably, or strength, sorry, are probably the two most important features in this game. Endurance is also important, but intelligence always gives you better stuff, I feel. So, you know, you can obviously open up for more terminals and lockpicking, or perception actually is for lockpicking. I'd say the three important skills for this are strength, intelligence, and perception. Endurance, again, if you want total health, it's good to have. But I always like to increase my carry weight, and I'm a bit of a pack rat. Agility, you can see, is not quite that high. Charisma, it does increase your prices, so which is good. But yeah, I find luck is basically useless. However, I haven't got much charisma here, so that's actually really good. Magnetic personality. Blood packs now satisfy thirst. Let's see here. I've no longer irradiate. Oh. Huh. Well, I don't want to be a bloodsucker right now. But anyways, I don't know if you get all these cards or if you're stuck with them. I would like to have Hard Bargain, actually. I think it would be a good card to have. Anywho, what I do like with this system, though, is that you can combine your cards together. So if you have a card and it's basically useless, you have that option to increase it, or so you can make a secondary level. I think that's really cool. So if you want to have, you know, that, you can do that. So if I wanted to have Radaway, I could use that card. So you really are, you're forced to select what you want to use. However, again, it's not like the old system. And that's going to bother some people. It bothers me just a small amount. But also with the old system, say Fallout 4 system, I did get overwhelmed with it. There was always... my character on Fallout 4 is level 41. And I have not even come remotely close to hitting most of the perks yet. It's a long game. You know, so when you're playing this game, you want to understand that, you know, you're going to have a more streamlined experience. And that's really what this is. This is Fallout 4 streamlined with multiplayer. I made a previous video on this. I didn't upload it, but I wanted to let you know. I was previously calling this game Fallout with a Rust with a Fallout skin. That still kind of stands true in regards to the survival. And that's an issue I also want to talk about too. As a player as a solo player, I have not dipped into hardcore on Fallout New Vegas. And I did not play survival mode on Fallout 4, really. I didn't touch it. I've only done one playthrough of Fallout 4. One consecutive playthrough of Fallout 4. I've done started numerous playthroughs of Fallout New Vegas, but I have not done more than one, really, all the way through to completion, end game completion. For me, I do not like having to eat and drink consistently. I feel like that just gets out of the way. Also, people are gonna make fun of me for my video. Um, I understand that you can collect dirty water from everywhere. It was something I found, and I made the video, and now I'm like, whatever. So I just want to get that out of the way before people make fun of me for that. All right, it was just a cool feature. So I've talked a lot about the bad. Now let's talk about the good. I like the quests. People are going to say, oh, there's no NPCs, so the quests are bad, blah, blah. I actually like the quests. I haven't done a whole lot of storytelling. Like, I haven't read a whole lot of the notes and I've listened to some of the holotapes. But I like the questing of this. I do enjoy going to the places in West Virginia. And that goes another thing, too. I enjoy the exploration. I enjoy West Virginia. I think it's a cool location. And I like what Bethesda's done with it. Do I think Obsidian does exploration better? Yeah, I do. Also, this is a thing that I was going to say it's a perk, but I do actually have an option when I'm searching through containers for ammo. I can actually scrounge through duffel bags and whatnot to get more ammo. It's just you press space for it or whatever the equivalent on console is. Okay, so I've talked for 60 minutes already about. I have just getting to the positive now. I like the graphics. I've talked about the optimization, how bad it is. I like the graphics. I absolutely love this view menu, which I can't do now. That's weird. That's weird. Why is that not working? Let's see here. Oh, I guess it's because I'm in Power Armor. It's going to be a bit different. Anyways, I really like that that's an option that you have in the game. The Scorch are annoying. Straight up, they are honestly so annoying. But I was cool that they do talk. I do like that. But I didn't. Yeah, they're really annoying. However, there's also feral ghouls, which again is really cool too. I didn't know that they were in this game, and now that they are, I'm glad. I'm glad that there's like more than just, you know, that there are your classic super mutants, and you have mole rats, and you have everything that makes it a Fallout. But there's also, you know, new enemies too. I'm glad there's new things to discover. That's kind of my point about this. Fallout for me has always been a game of discovery. Now, I have not played much of Fallout 1 and 2, and I think I did start Tactics at one point in my life. But I've always liked the exploration of the 3D Fallouts, and I think those really do work. And that's kind of what's always kept me coming back to Fallout, is a new world to explore, new things to discover, etc. So for me, I've always been a massive fan of that. And pretty much any game that has that, I absolutely love. You're saying, oh, why are you taking on a super mutant fighter? Because I can. I'm going to probably die. So the good of it is, yeah, it's more Fallout. It really is. And I could be playing, you know, New California, which is, I hear is actually pretty good, but people also say it does crash and has its issues. So because it's a mod, I would say that, you know, hold off from downloading that, whatever. But I could be playing that, but I wanted to play this. And when I played the beta of this, I was first pissed off. I was massively pissed off because my expectations of what Fallout 76 was going to be was more Fallout 4 with a multiplayer add-on. And it is, but it isn't. And I wish people would understand that what you're playing is not going to... It's going to be a different experience than what you're normally expecting. And I'm glad that, you know, this game is out. I'm glad I have a chance to play it. And I give up on that. I'm going to die. Yeah. I like the map, but I prefer the older map. I like the color of it. I really am a big fan of this color. I don't like that if you press M, you get your map, but also press escape, you get your map. I don't like that the game is set that way, where you have to press Z to go to the menu, and social is that. The Atom Shop, or Atomic Shop as it's called. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I know some people are and some people aren't, but I don't care for it. How am I supposed to... Can I respawn where my last death was? Where am I supposed to respawn? Okay, I can't respawn. there's a lot more positives that I will talk about. I would say that the biggest one really is that it's more Fallout. And if you like Fallout, you'll like this game. Provided you obviously aren't, provided that you understand the stipulations, you understand some of the egregiousness. Lore has been retconned to some degree or another. But when you look at it this way, it's Fallout with your friends. You'll have a blast with it when you're playing it, and you're going to enjoy in co-op. It does work as a solo player game, but it's not going to be the most fun solo player game. If it gets better in their near future, right? Like if they improve it with a lot of more content, I could see it working really well. I would like to see other explorable areas, but I will tell you the map is massive. Just in the time I've played, what the hell happened there? Oh, just in the time I've played, I've managed to make it from basically the starting area of 76. I've gone pretty much maybe a little bit over here to the airport and everything. I've made it up to here a bit, but I haven't actually explored, and I've made it a little bit down here. I still have a lot of other area to explore. What I will tell you though is if you hit level 57 in this game, and you obviously haven't watched this, but if you've hit level 57 in this game, of course you're not going to enjoy it afterwards. There's not much content end game. Quest-wise, I have not done majority of the quests. I've done some side quests here and there, but a lot of my experience with this game has just been walking around, exploring, and scrapping and looting. I don't like that it is a loot manage, or like it's a resource management game, and it's a you have inventory management game. I don't like that, and stash box could increase, but it gets you to be more selective with your choices, and you have to be a lot smarter when you play it. So that's it. That's basically Fallout 76 in a nutshell. Is it a bad game? No. Is it an amazing game? Is it 10 out of 10? No. It's kind of middle of the road. I would give it, at right now, a 6 out of 10. If it increases and gets a lot more improvement, I could see it easily being an 8 or 8 out of 10. Maybe a 6.5 currently, but it's definitely not 10 out of 10 game. Is it worth full price? No. It's worth picking up for $40. It's worth picking up, half price really. Is it worth it for $30? Yeah, it's definitely a worthwhile experience for $30. And let's be fair, most people who play Fallout nowadays don't actually. I mean, I'm wrong on this, probably, but my idea of it is most people who play Fallout, the majority of people who play Fallout, pick it up at some point on sale, and then they absolutely love it, and then they pick up the next entry in the franchise almost full price or close to full price. But if this is your first Fallout, you'll be disappointed. If this is, if you've never played a Fallout, play Fallout 4, play Fallout New Vegas, play Fallout 3, play Fallout 1 and 2, play Tactics. Don't really play Tactics, but don't play Brotherhood of Steel. But if this is not your first Fallout and you're looking at multiplayer, you're looking at co-op, and you've always wanted co-op with your friends, you want to enjoy questing with them, this is going to be the Fallout for you. It's not a bad game, but it's not a great game. And I also don't like microtransactions. I don't like that it requires you to use Bethesda's launcher. It should have released on Steam. I don't like that it's always online. I understand why it is, and I can't wait till private servers come out. And honestly, once private servers come out, I think a lot of the stuff I've talked about, just like with the trolling, I didn't mention the trolling, but there's some trolling here. But a lot of that stuff will be mitigated, and you'll be able to just enjoy the experience on your own terms. Yeah, that's it. Fallout 76 is fun for a few hours. Don't marathon it. Don't binge this game. Play for a few hours, have some fun, come back, and repeat. It will keep you hooked for a good few weeks. After that, I don't know. But if you take your time with it, you pace yourself, you explore, you read, you enjoy it, you'll enjoy it. If there's one suggestion I could make, NPCs would be cool. Having little pockets of people that have survived would be cool. Maybe another vault. I don't know how many more vaults are in this game, but having another vault and seeing other people who've survived, that would be really cool. I do like that Many a True Nerd and some other people have made acted like NPCs and have made nice little base starts for people so they can have a more fun experience at the beginning. But people are saying that also kind of robs you of it. Also, Bethesda, please make the game harder. I find that it's too easy right now. As you notice, I died to a level 16 because I'm a level 13. I'm not well equipped for it, but make it a little bit more up the difficulty, please. Because this game is in some ways too easy, and other times, like the difficulty, it spikes in weird areas, and then it's too easy in other. Like it just needs to be more balanced. So balance it out. Also, pocketed gear is your best friend. Absolutely. If you're a hoarder and you pick up way too much shit, and you want to collect things, please use pocketed gear. You'll save yourself that. If you're and then again, you have that trade-off of, do you want higher capacity, or do you want better stats? Do you want to have better armor? It's up to you. I have found some legendary items. I like the questing in this game, I really do, and I think that this is well worth your dollars if you understand the stipulations of it and you get it for on sale. So yeah, Fallout 76 is not the worst game out there, no matter what people are going to say. I'm going to be probably disliked to hell on this one, but I actually enjoy this game. I'm not going to shill it. I'm not going to say that it's the most amazing Fallout ever, because it's not. And I'd also like to play more Fallout 4 and enjoy that. But yeah, I like this, and I really wish though you could have pets in this. I don't know if you can, but I wish you could have pets, and I hope that this game does improve, because just like No Man's Sky, started off weak, very, very weak, and has become a very different game now. Something I actually enjoy playing. So I'm going to get going. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like it, dislike it, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out.